Today I'm going to be showing you how, when, and why to use a conjugate. So first, to clarify, a setup move or moves is the same thing as a conjugate. In fact, a setup move is probably a better word because what you are doing is setting up for a main algorithm, then undoing what you did to set up for that algorithm. So as you can see on the top of the screen, I have a outline, and as you can see in that outline, there's your setup move or moves, then your main algorithm, then you undo your setup move or moves. Pretty easy. Let's look at what that main algorithm could be. In this example, I want to cycle edges, just edges. And I have a move for that, which you can see on the top of the screen. Hopefully you already know this move, but if you do not, watch my commutator video, you can see it on the screen, to find out how to make one on your own, or you can follow me, of course. So the move is front 2, top clockwise, right down, left down, front twice, right up, left up, top clockwise, and then front twice. And that has cycled these 3 edges. But what if we don't want to cycle these 3 edges, but instead we want to cycle these 3 edges? These 3. Well, that's not as easy because, as we saw here, it cycled only the edges in this position, in these 3 positions specifically. But here, we want to cycle these 3. So how can we do that? Well, we can do that by following the outline. And as you can see, the setup move is moving the left up. And then we have the main algorithm, then bring the left back down. We have to do this because if we purely do the 3 cycle, we would not 3 cycle the edges we wanted. So we have to temporarily move the edge into the correct slot and then do the main algorithm. So let's do that. So we bring this edge in, so move it in, and then they're all in their correct slots. So we do the algorithm now, which is, if you don't remember, front 2, top clockwise, right down, left down, front 2, right up, left up, top clockwise, front 2, and then the left down since our setup move was bringing it up. And then we're back to solved. And we can do the same thing but with corners. Now I'm going to show you the same kind of idea but with corners. And the reason these conjugates or setup moves are helpful to know is that obviously the main algorithm only affects a certain pieces in a certain pattern. But when you're solving, you don't always get the pattern you want. You can sometimes get corners or edges placed randomly. So that's why a setup move helps to bring the oddball you have into its right spot. And now I'm going to show you the same example with corners. And if you watch my commutator video, which I highly recommend, you know that we can cycle 3 corners, okay, by holding the correct one facing towards us, then the 3 round ones here, and then you can see the move on the screen going, hopefully you already know this, going down, down, up, up, bring the left down, then again down, down, up, up, and then bring the left up, and that cycle these 3 corners back. What if we don't want to cycle these 3 corners specifically? What if we want to cycle corners in random positions? So maybe like these 3. These 3 corners are randomly placed. So as you could see for that move, we needed the 3 corners, the correct one facing towards us, and the 3 corners like this. Well, we can get a similar position on this one. We can have a correct corner facing towards us and 2 round ones on our right and left. We don't have a round one towards our back. That one is over here. So essentially we need to move this corner into this corner slot without affecting these 2. So let's do that by doing the setup move. And you can see the setup move up there. It is, we need to move this corner away so it's not get affected when we bring this up. So we bring it away. and then bring this side up, and then move this back. And now, even though the cube looks kind of scrambled, we do have the 3 corners in the right slots. So now we can do the 3 cycle, which is down, down, up, up, left, down, and then again down, down, up, up, left, up, okay? But now we need to undo our setup moves, and if you didn't remember, our setup moves were bringing this up, okay? Bringing this side back up, and then bring this down. And that cycled the corners back. Obviously, they aren't twisted correctly, but we can do another setup move for that. See, we can basically do anything with setup moves. But that cycled these 3 corners into their right spots, which really means we can basically cycle any corner or edge from any place into another place, and that's really helpful. We obviously can't do that with centers because centers their positions are static. Their positions are fixed. You cannot separate them from their location next to other centers is the best way I can explain it. But we can cycle corners and edges, which is really good. So that's commutator or conjugates and setup moves, the same thing. And they're just really helpful, especially if you already know an algorithm that applies to a certain puzzle, and you can apply that algorithm in many ways, more than it was originally designed to do, by using a commutator, a conjugate, or setup moves. So that's the video. I hope you enjoyed.